Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is your boy Chosen and welcome back to another discussion video. So a couple months ago, I made a video explaining why Sarada needs her Mangekyou to be overpowered. If for instance, Kishimoto decides not to give her any other power-ups like the 100 healing mark for example, which for those who've watched the anime know Sarada lacks the chakra control needed to even be able to blast with the Sharingan. The link to that video will be in the description below, so if you're interested, by all means go ahead and watch. Last time we touched on what the abilities of the Mangekyou can be and other things that could make her more powerful. Today, however, I want to discuss a really good theory that was not made by me. I found this theory one morning when I was literally scrolling through Instagram, so I am not claiming this theory, nor am I claiming the user I found it from made it. I just want to get that out there. Now, as most of you know, the dangers of unlocking the Mangekyou typically aren't the abilities themselves, but the path one Uchiha goes through to unlocking it.
あの子のシャリンガンが強くなっていくことが不安なの。その行き着く先が。
Mangekyou Sharingan か。
シャリンガンの持ち主には悲劇的な運命が訪れる。
We look at characters like Madara or Sasuke or literally any other Uchiha. In a way, they all have gone down a dark path which has led them to unlocking this eye. Tobirama, the Uchiha racist, directly gives us the answer as to why the Uchihas are known to typically fall down this path, as he likes to phrase it, the cursed fate of the Uchiha. He goes on to say that because the Uchihas feel love so deep, they awaken a power of love deep inside of them. The problem is that strong love can sometimes be out of control, as we see a perfect example with Obito and Sasuke. Whereas once Obito lost Rin, obviously it wasn't the only reason, but once he lost Rin, that was a turning point. Once Sasuke realized the mistake he made with Itachi and how the elders basically forced them into a tough position, he started to lose his mind. The philosophy Kishimoto had planted on the Uchihas is, in my opinion, perfect for Sarada's character in a way of showing her importance to the clan. Both times when we see her awaken her first and second Tomoe is when one, about to finally meet her father, and the second time awakens it in her determination to defeat Deepa and protect Boruto and Mitsuki. Both times when she awakens it, it is out of love and determination for something. And I don't doubt that when she awakens it before the Boro fight, it's going to have a similar aspect, as I now think it's the perfect time to introduce this theory, which most of you may have heard of by now, but if you haven't, then let me explain. The theory I saw was basically stating that Sarada's path to unlocking the Mangekyou was going to be completely different compared to any other Uchiha in a more positive way. The theory is that Sarada won't unlock a Susanoo per se, but another chakra armor called Kushinata. The Susanoo is a chakra avatar that is typically awakened through negative emotions, whereas members of the Uchiha believe that hatred/depression leads to gaining more power, where in this case it is the Mangekyou and Susanoo. On the other hand, Kushinata, based on the Japanese mythology, was Susanoo's wife. In order to marry her, he had to eliminate Orochi, the one who Kushinata's parents had been sacrificing their daughters to in order to keep him from going berserk. Kushinata was the 8th and only surviving daughter. Two things with this. One, the number 8 is what really caught my eye here. For those who've caught on, yes, it's because Sarada will be the 8th Uchiha to unlock her Mangekyou, seeing as how Sasuke and her are the only ones left. Second thing is that the story again is a story about love. In order for the Susanoo to marry Kushinata, he had to slay Orochi so that she wouldn't be sacrificed. Throughout Naruto and Shippuden, Kishimoto has brought on a few other different kinds of mythologies, so a theory like this is definitely not out of the question, and really does tie in and bring in a good conclusion to the philosophy of the Uchiha, like Tobirama stated. If this theory does come true, we could be looking at a whole new kind of chakra avatar that could work a bit differently to the Susanoo. For the few who did watch my Itachi video, I explained that the same intention Sasuke has with Sarada is what Itachi wanted with Sasuke, to where the cycle of hatred that kept revolving around the Uchiha would finally end. Unfortunately, it didn't happen with Sasuke, but with Sarada, I think they finally have a chance to introduce his mythology while finally ending the cycle of hatred bestowed upon the Uchiha. Everything would literally tie in perfectly if they did this. And to the person that brought upon this theory, is a straight genius. And I really do think this is the approach Kishimoto will head in with Sarada's character, as even though throughout the anime this also kind of resembles her personality. Sure, she has her serious moments, but also has that innocent, cheerful side to her we see a lot, especially around her father. I know a lot of people wanted her to, I guess, awaken it after learning what happened to her father after, let's just say, Boruto kills him. But to be honest, that's kind of similar to what happened with Sasuke after learning about Itachi, and Obito after finding out what happened with Rin. And look where their past led them to. I get one needs to experience really deep emotional feelings, and with Sarada and this mythology that was presented to us, especially with how different Sarada's avatar will become, I'd like for her to awaken it in a different way. Maybe instead of her awakening it after some emotional trauma, Sarada awakens it in fear of losing someone she loves, whether that be Sakura, Boruto, or the village, because I mean she awakened her second Tomoe after being so determined to take down Deepa, and goes on about how wanting to continue down the path of being Hokage. So maybe the idea of her losing everything important to her and losing her future in the moment moment after some giant threat has invaded Konoha, maybe around the time Boruto and Kawaki have their battle, she awakens the Mangekyou and summons Kushinata. And we see a whole other side to the Mangekyou we've never seen before. It's way too early to say though, and when she unlocks it is honestly for another video in the future. So I'm gonna have to end it here, but I'd love to read your guys' take on this. And if you're new here, I'd very much appreciate a sub. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.